So mosquitoes and sandflies are something that's always bothered us when we've been out camping. That is until I stumbled across something called the Thermacell. I'll tell you a little bit about it. So the Thermacell uses these butane canisters and these insecticide pads to create a 15 by 15 foot zone of protection from mosquitoes. The insecticide used inside the pad is called alethrin. It's a synthetic copy of a natural repellent found in chrysanthemum plants. Alethrin is used in mosquito coils and sprays like Raid, as well as some mosquito-proof clothing. So the Thermacell, the unit itself, costs $50, and that includes one gas canister and 3 of these pads. Gas canister lasts 12 hours, pads last 4 hours each. So as it comes in the box, it gives you 12 hours of protection. You can buy refills. The refill pack that was best value was $50, and it included 3 of these gas canisters and 12 of these pads, which would give you 48 hours of protection. I know what you're thinking, it's quite expensive to run it, but I'll let you in on a little hack I found to run it a hell of a lot cheaper. So I reckon I tried just about everything to get rid of mosquitoes and sandflies. Obviously the mozzie coils, the sandalwood sticks, the citronella candles, personal repellents like Bushman, Rid, Off, with DEET or other active ingredients, surface sprays, David Gray's Fogger. We tried the bands that you can buy. Nothing seemed to work. I mean, they all have some sort of success, but nothing worked as well as the Thermacell did. And we have quite a mosquito problem in our backyard as well, because we're fairly close to the river. So I'd even gone out and bought this expensive mosquito trap. It's this big thing that I hang from the patio in the back corner. It uses CO2, heat, and ultraviolet light to attract mosquitoes to it, and then a fan sucks them into the bottom where they dehydrate and die. With all that going on, still getting smashed by mozzies. So decided I'd do something about it. Researched the bejeebers out of mosquito repellents and traps on caravan hunting and camping blogs, Facebook forums, Facebook pages and internet forums. And I found quite a few people were talking about this Thermacell and saying that they'd had quite a lot of success with it. So I thought I'd buy one and give it a crack. And look, it does exactly what it says it will do, and it does it well. You turn it on and you don't get bitten by mozzies. So I'll show you how it works, and then I'll show you how I found a cheap way to refill them. So to use it, all you do is open the bottom, you screw your gas canister in. Once you've taken the cap off it, there'll be a little black plastic cap on it for protection. Screw that in. Get one of your insecticide mats, open it. It'll be blue inside there. You slide it underneath this black grill in the center. Flick this to the on position, let the gas run for about 5 seconds, you should hear it. And then you click this igniter until it lights. You'll know it's lit when you check that glass check valve on the top, or check window on the top, and you'll see a red light in there. I find it takes about 5 or 10 minutes to become effective. I guess it needs to heat up that pad to release the insecticide, but after 5 or 10 minutes you will have no mosquitoes within that 15 by 15 foot perimeter, or what do they say on here, 21 meters squared. So that's how it works. Let me show you how to refill them on the cheap, because I think that's pretty important. So what I found was that these gas canisters that it comes with are not refillable, but there is a way to refill them if you can take out the one-way check valve inside it. And as far as the pads go, there's a company I found on eBay, or a shop I found on eBay, who sell these ARS mats. They use the same active ingredient. They're a little bit smaller, as you can see on the back, but they seem to work just as well. And it's the same deal, you stick them in, they're blue like that. When they've run out, all the insecticide's gone out of them, they turn white, so you know they're empty. These were, I bought 60 of them for $12. So cheap as. And each one of them, again, I'm getting 4 hours out of them. The problem I found with the genuine refill kits as well was that you're not always going through the gas and the pads at the same rate. So quite often you expend all your pads and you've got gas left over, which is useless, or vice versa. You run out of gas, you've got pads left over, you can't do anything with them. So I'll show you how to refill that. So refilling these gas canisters is pretty easy, but do it at your own risk, and make sure that the thing is empty before you do it, because if it's under pressure, it's all going to come out in a bit of a rush. So make sure it's empty, there's no liquid in it. You're going to need a pair of pliers. You're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. I use a marker, I'll show you why. And you're going to need either a wood screw or a plasterboard screw. That's a plasterboard screw, I think. And then you're obviously going to need a can of butane to refill it with. I like the ones that come with the different nozzles so you can find the right size that works best to fill it, because it can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. So what you do is get your pliers, pull out this brass valve on top of your gas canister like that. You'll notice that there's a couple of ridges along the bottom of that. When you push it back in, you want to get all those ridges in because that's what holds it in. Next thing is to get your wood screw. Screw it a couple of turns into the top of this, into the check valve, just so it bites. Pliers onto the wood screw, pull it out. And that's what the check valve will look like when it comes out on the end of your wood screw. Now you can push that brass valve back in, put it in the top, bit of pressure on it, you'll hear it clip in, like so. Make sure it's gone the whole way out the collar. Now what I like to do is to put an R on this for refillable, so I know that this one's had the check valve taken out of it. This can be a little bit fiddly depending on what kind of tip you've got, but this is how you refill it once you're done, and always upside down so that the liquid gas can get in. Not sure if you can see that liquid coming up. That's about it. So you can see now up to about that collar and you're good to go. Anyway guys, cheers for watching. I hope you got something out of that. If you're like me and you were getting smashed by mosquitoes or sandflies and you had enough of it and you got a bit of coin to spend, I urge you to give that a crack because these are wicked and they actually work. Cheers.